welcome to Critical Tumble, where a bunch of longtime friends and internet nerds transcend geography through the power of Discord to play Dungeons and Dragons and critically fumble a lot. Not sure how much opportunity they will or will not have to critically fumble anything this particular session, but it's these guys, so I discount nothing. Previously, the Cupcake Coterie, actually particularly well timed given that we're coming on to the somewhat uncertain holiday period, is actually celebrating a holiday. Another one of those long term, coming up over an extended period of time holidays. Except in this case, it is the Feast of Sune, Elon's equivalent to Valentine's Day, only it lasts an entire week and actually focuses on all the ways there are to love the people around you. We are currently into the middle of the day on day two, which is the day for family, which is why the Cupcake Coterie, Remy's parents, and Cherie's parents are all piled into Hearthhome at the moment. Um, and thankfully, Twilly is Twilly, and more guests just means more people to feed, huzzah, kind of thing. Her reaction, in fact, to the Crestwinds and the Belascus is, um, hello, it's wonderful to meet you. I will meet you properly later, but I am creating. Yes, and to be fair, while the Crestwinds have met the Cupcake Coterie, have not met the Hearthhearts at this point. So they're looking at Remy like, sort of, in that sort of, can we have quiet who this person is introductions, please? Because they're not, they're way too busy to talk to us, kind of looks.
Those are Hazel's mothers.
At which point, Corey looks at Hazel. You know what my daughter's like. Could I have a bit more detail, please?
So, the that mom, I'm just indicating a kitchen word. That's Twilly Quick Flight.
Goodness.
Now, Hearthheart.
But Mother's in Annabelle is, I'm taking it that most of the ballads were entirely made of, begging your pardon, Barnabas, bullshit.
Yerp.
So the Hearth Heart Rand would actually be
Miranda.
and Zana, who's running up with very carefully carried pile of dark blue, what appears to be cashmere, going, Mama is out with Kender teaching him to track. And
Nice.
runs over to Remy. It is called a sweater dress.
Uh-oh.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's
You're gonna have to wear that.
it's cowl neck on Remy, just a little bit below the knee. Um, Warm and very very soft from the general feel of it. Apparently the Hearthhome's new fluff giving
Uber sheep.
livestock are doing some. They managed to get the shearing done even without help, because y'all never bothered to
Aww.
do that. Well, we didn't think you'd want anything poofy.
This is perfect. Thank you.
I am honestly surprised that the amount of wool was contained, given that they were basically spheres.
Well, it took a lot of spinning, but Mom and Jenna kind of got together, and we now have a loom room, which the loom works a lot faster than you'd think, and we've got help with the spinning.
Oh,
Um, well, apparently for Joy and Sunshine, it's kind of like a festival ride.
they're going through it right now, aren't they?
Not right now; it's almost lunchtime, but they get it
It's
going,
just when
and they don't have to do it for a little while, and then they come back. And if it's starting to slow or wobble, they start it up again. Mom and Jenna helped big. Because we're not just going to take Floof to market.
of course not.
And meanwhile, Barnabas is still getting sort of more questions about adventuring life now. The whole Donald is very clearly one of those individuals who lives out of books
Mm.
or and tavern tales and has not been within 100 miles of adventure, but has a very romanticized idea of them, so he kind of wants to have an adventure.
Oh,
He's
well, Barnabas
one of those.
picks up on that immediately, and those of people who know him realize he's kind of emphasizing adventure isn't actually all that it's cracked up to be. There's there's a lot of schlepping and things stinking and
Lack of
prestidigitation can only do so much.
exactly. It's got
Oh, do I
opportunities.
overhear any of this? Because I have
That
the gas story.
Yeah.
I mean that entirely depends, but you're kind of more dealing with the Crestwinds and Zana and the Floof at the moment, which is why you cannot entirely save Barnabas from Alberta with
Uh,
the smile, the bless your heart smile. So,
yeah.
what exactly is this about my daughter accompanying you to Avernus? You all hear that.
Yeah, Jarvin quickly just background.
Yep.
I ain't touching this one. Just
Has anyone ever seen a over 6 feet and 300-pound minotaur try to shrink in and on himself? Because you're seeing it right now.
And Shree really is just mother.
I, uh,
Make me
Out
an
of character. She was
intelligent.
basically
Make
ordered
me. Well,
to do
first of all,
that.
make me an intelligence check.
You got it.
You have hit yakety sax.
Nah. Eh.
It's enough to be like, well, if you want to sort of shunt off responsibility just a little bit, Governor Zet did kind of order that because you kind of needed her to be the backup brain for you bunch of dipshits, and she also had the token to bring you guys home, but that may or may not help. You're not really sure.
No, but Barnabas will absolutely use the phrase "the backup brain" to this bunch of dipshits.
Okay, have at it.
Well, I mean, she was kind of ordered into it by Governor Zet, but he also was aware that this us pack of dipshits needed a backup brain with Alice being indisposed, and she also had the way to get home, and well, she certainly saved my life down there.
Yes, the result of you recall the phrasing pack of dipshits. My darling Barnabas may have sounded slightly smug and know-it-all-ish to the Archduchess of Venice.
Yeah, I didn't mean to. If that, it doesn't really help, but so I know this isn't probably gonna help all that much, but when I say we couldn't have gotten out of there alive without her, I'm not kidding.
Not sure if that's better or worse, but I'm entirely sure that she sees something in you.
Uh, Sometimes I wonder about that myself. But yeah,
At which point Cherie is, in all fairness to all involved, I am a grown woman. I can take care of myself. I can, in fact, take care of others in various meanings of the term, as I can and have literally frightened someone to death. He is sweet. He is kind. When he has a moment to think about it, he is quite intelligent. And frankly, if you're going to keep casting aspersions on who might be literal family sometime in the future, let me simply flag up that he will probably wind up living closer to me in the long run than you will. You have complained and complained and complained about standards, etc., etc., etc. Mine are too high. I must be lonely. I only have woofles, etc. I love you for caring. My romantic choices are my own. And if you're worried about grandchildren, look around. Yeah, Barnabas has the questionable pleasure of seeing Alberta just.
he does not let anything show in his face at all. All.
Yeah, that would probably be a deception check, frankly.
Uh oh.
Boy.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
He thinks he's letting nothing show in his face.
What is showing on his face?
Oh boy.
Um, it's kind of a mix of his usual "that's my lady" and uh oh.
At which point, enter Alice say, okay, given that this is the day for family, why don't we leave this all in a big old family? We love them because, not just in spite of, and focus on the fact that your daughter is happy. And we will forget about that whole line of conversation for at least the next 24 hours. Beyond that, you're on your own, but this is Family Love Day, not Family Berate Each Other Day. At which point Donald is, if I mention the play, please don't. Okay, we'll keep foot out of mouth. Right, wait, did I hear Hearthheart? No. I'm going to show you two around the homestead and let some breathing space happen. Alright? Of course. We'll talk to you properly when things have calmed down. Probably. Yoink. Silence descends apart beyond, Twilly making noises in the kitchen and every kid in the actual main house peering around a doorframe like, Is it over?
Mm,
With,
Clarity's awkwardly patting Barnabas on the shoulder.
I thank you.
Well, he's sitting down, so if you're standing up, you can actually pat that level. Alice says, like, I tried.
You did. Thank you.
I can't help that the dad was why do we have fans, Ray?
I mean,
I mean, we are pretty impressive,
Yeah,
admittedly.
but Twilly and Miranda don't get this shit. We try very, very hard to prevent it, and frankly, that is why we moved to what various of my cousins call buttfuck nowhere.
mm,
Mm.
Yeah, and I don't really want to live in buttfuck nowhere. No offense.
the surreal estate kind of allows that to be basically wherever you please, though.
Yeah, but I like to be able to walk out the door and have city. Probably comes from living in a place where I step outside the tent flap and see nothing but white for like basically ever.
That's fair.
You know, I was a little bit worried about meeting the Crestwinds. I got off lucky.
Mm. Uh, yep.
mm.
I mean, they
I
clearly
mean,
love her and they clearly want her to have the best, but possibly mentioning the Avernus thing was not a great idea.
I mean, it's not. I can kind of understand it though.
I see where they're
It,
coming from.
you know,
But
I.
assuming it made it, they were making it sound like we asked her to go or something, which
Well, I
did not.
mean, in
But
all fairness, if that wasn't clarified, what would be the most likely thing? How does she know how much the governor was involved in that decision?
true.
Either she decided because you needed her so badly, or you asked and she decided because you needed her so badly. I mean, I have no moose in this race. Sorry, I know it's horses down here, but anyway. Yeah,
That's, well, it could have been worse.
yeah,
Mhm.
and it'll probably be better when she comes back because that touring them around a place she doesn't actually live in sounds more to me like we are going to have a talk about your expectations of my love life.
And also, once they get to know you, they'll see that you're, you know, a really good guy.
I hope so. I don't know.
At the very least, they
But
seem to
if
have
there's
had advanced warning about species.
Yeah, yeah, they did, and you know that
but if
that's a good point. It could have been much, much worse. Of how could my daughter be getting together with one of these?
Looks over at Darvin. She gave the warning to her parents, didn't she?
Also, if there's one place that is very, very, very useful for bludgeoning acceptance into somebody, it's here.
Yeah, this is true. This is very, very true.
I
And
personally hope they come back in time to see every single one of those little monsters making sandwiches. Because watching the Hearthhard kids make sandwiches is an education.
Absolute
that,
havoc and still somehow orderly.
And, you know, most genetically diverse family in
mm,
probably not Elasa, but certainly Baronsphere. It doesn't take
Yep.
much to be the most genetically diverse family in Baronsphere, I don't think, but
mm.
still. I mean, you've got
Doubly. Yep.
halfling, gnome, human, half elf,
Awful.
half orc, and you tiefling. Then there's us, and
Hmm.
you know, but even before just us, they had human in the form of Lissy. So
Jaloy.
yeah, pixie, fairy dragon, theoretically Michigan, who is has in the fuss vacated from the Griffin bag and is can be seen stalking the dining table full of sandwich fixing.
Michigan.
Delicious
Manners.
manners. That bird cat makes the word manners sound like a swear word.
Besides, lots of friends. I'm just indicating the gaggle of kids who were like,
It's still watching this like it's a spectator sport. Which point Mela is like, "Hi, Michigan." Glump, 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 glump. Boing! Tight
No.
snugs.
and there it goes.
That kid is like prophesied druid. Possibly ranger, but I think she'd be outside more for that. Candor is
And both would be
prophesied
outside
ranger
more.
at this point.
Both druid and ranger would be like never in the house.
Yeah, but Mela's less out in the forest, I think is what I was talking about. That is right, isn't it? Yep, I am more with the animals. Did we show you the bunny hut?
Oh no.
Sure.
Okay, have
What-
to see
Yes, one of the things that was sent of Angora rabbits.
Oh, wow.
So who wants to come and see the I'm told they're called Angora, but I just call them floof bunnies. Yeah, everybody
I
apparently wants
mean,
to go and see the floof bunnies.
I'm just
Given
gesturing
what's
for
going on with that
clarity.
floof one, it seems only appropriate.
Those who are going head off in the general direction of. I mean, there's the barn, and there's a smaller barn-ish looking building off to one side. Um, Seems to be being kept warm with heating runes, but not too warm, which you kind of understand when you walk in and there's like four basically piles of fur with ears. These things make Puffy look less than fluffy. Have you ever seen an Angora rabbit?
Yes, they're like orbs. They're also the size of God.
Yeah, and you've got like four of them, and these are pale or blessed Angora rabbits.
So they're triple the size.
Pretty much, yes.
That's gone beyond rabbit. That's reached small kangaroo.
Koala sized, probably. But you can't really tell because there's probably a face in there somewhere.
Oh,
That
you
thing-
ain't kidding.
Okay, they've tripled in size. That's impressive.
They're huge.
They are very, very healthy.
Well,
I'll
that's
say.
a good thing.
Ooh.
I was concerned I'd come in here and see, I don't know, 400 individual rabbits.
No. Problem is, I didn't really get a chance to name them. Evan.
It just kind of expanded into
Well,
that before you figured it out.
no, it's more that Evan got there first.
Oh dear.
Uh-oh.
Hmm.
So we currently have floof balls 1 through 4.
Ah, that
And we're not even sure
Can
which
you
is
tell
which because
which one's 4?
That, and I was just saying, you can't even tell which one. Which I guess is probably why it's good that there are floof balls 1 through 4. But still, I could tell if you gave me a minute. Picks up Rabbit, which is like nearly her size, and just. I'm pretty sure this is Floofball 2. Do you want to hug Floofball 2? Floofball 2 tends to be the huggier. Hands to Clarity. Yeah, this is massive bunny. This is to Rabbit like capybara is to guinea pig. Maybe a little smaller, so you can just about manage, but this is mass of bunny.
A lot of bunny.
But of course, it is also about 75% floof, so.
Clarity just buries her face in it.
Yeah, bury your face in the floof, and most of Clarity's top half is gone, buried in floof. You will have to breathe eventually. Yes, if anybody wants to hug a floof ball, by all means, they seem to be okay with it. And they don't kick very hard if they don't like it.
It's a perfect sphere of a bunner.
Oh no, they're bunny shaped under there. It's just the floof that's orb.
I wonder, would it be possible if we had any nature clerics in the area, or druids, or anyone who scries, would one be able to ponder the orb of bunny?
I think the only thing you get from pondering the orb of bunny is, we would like veggies, please. That is all you would see in the mind of Floofball.
I mean, what about using it as a way to scry on other things?
You'd still only see, like, lawn.
Yep, that makes sense.
I mean, okay, you can. You're saying you can divine through Michigan, but whole different thing. Michigan at least can talk.
Yeah. Omen Griffin, as we've said, so head empty that he is the ideal funnel for divine providence.
Of course, Hazel says that and then remembers important part of the ecosystem coming out of Empty Head's face.
Wait. Those words
You-
specifically?
Vital part of the ecosystem.
Is what he like said that actually.
Yes. When clearing away Ava's attempt at cake, and the carrion eating of crows, necessary part of the ecosystem.
I remember that. I'm just trying to understand the context of that with this.
Well, you say head empty, and yet was able to had enough self-awareness to be able to refer to himself as a vital part of the ecosystem.
Well, okay, fine. I say head empty, but that's dependent on the moment. Look, there are times when how did you figure that out comes into play, and also moments of how are you this dense?
So kind of like the sheep.
Pretty much, yeah. Like, hey, you're actually being smart. Wait, how did you get stuck in a bush? I remember
she's been
one that just would get stuck in the bush. We'd extract it from the bush. 5 seconds later, right back in that bush.
And Mella's actually been snugging Michigan this whole time, and you get Michigan going, "Tasties in the bush." You remember the blackberry brambles around the marsh witch's pond that got stuck with the blackberry brambles when trying to pick just that one berry that he really wanted? So again, you're having a
because you operate on food logic and little else.
I mean,
Mella's like, sheep are also very food motivated, so
Yeah, but what was in the bush what was in the bush that one kept getting stuck in?
there's more what's on the bush, and what's on the bush is leaf.
I mean, if I said I didn't understand, I'd be lying.
I think the one way that anyone could probably trap you is just to put like a multi-decker sandwich under a box.
I mean,
I don't,
it'd have to be a big box.
or just a smaller sandwich,
Yes, I love you.
or just a smaller sandwich.
I mean,
Food motivated holds Michigan out to food and snugs motivated.
Yeah, if the feathery goober's being held out to me, I'm picking up the feathery goober.
Snugs.
I mean, I've heard it said that pets or companions start taking on traits of ones they're with. So I mean, just looks at Hazel, looks at Michigan, looks at Hazel, looks at Michigan. Just saying.
Mela is giggling. She heads back to the house.
Love you, Hazel.
Yeah, I know. Head empty. Yada yada yada.
Look, you said it, not me. I just saw the follow through. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I have to say this. This is every extended family gathering ever.
Correct.
So yeah, Mela is okay. I guess I better start calling people in for sandwich. Clarity, have you had enough bunny hugs?
For today, not forever.
Well, obviously. I just wanted to make sure you had topped up your bunny hug reserves.
I don't think there's a limit to fluffy snuggles for her.
There probably is because, like, food,
True.
air, and I think she keeps freezing. So I think
Also,
I think-
coffee.
Ah,
Yeah,
there you go. You're
I'm
sort
here
of
now.
you're moving now. Good. Well, you were briefly.
Sort
I
of.
have a feeling your connection is a little wibbly today.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes. So you've got Mela. Hazel remembers the bell. It's basically one of the big handbells that, on days when it's not mom or mama calling, the bell is rung for come and get food. It is surprisingly loud. It was made by Jenna, and Hazel is the only one who knows why handbell sounds like big ass church bell when bing bing.
Yeah, so I just
You guys
as
all
it's about to
see
swing,
Hazel.
I just preemptively do this.
Bong. But of course, it's being rung like a handbell, so you never hear bells that big ringing that loud because momentum doesn't allow it. But in this case, it'd be like a giant shaking, like the Liberty Bell when it didn't have a crack in it. Yeah.
Ah,
It's
that's
just a
loud.
pulse wave of noise.
Yeah, so everybody in the bunny hut is getting this pretty much full on. People in the house are more or less okay.
Ah,
Horns are shaking.
The rabbits apparently
What?
don't care.
Yeah,
that was
that thing has
weaker than
always
like.
been that loud. I can still feel it in my teeth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
What?
you're grateful for sturdy clothes because Michigan has sort of sunk all claws into,
Aww.
thankfully just into the cloth, but still, just
No.
noisy.
Hey, look at this. And I'm just going to briefly let go and just wait. Just he's still latched on.
No.
You're fine. That thing is just a wall of noise.
Well, to be fair, it has to call people in from all over the farmstead, so
It's very effective.
Having actually,
You can still.
yeah, I've actually tried a triangle at one point, and yeah, they're the ones for calling people in can be loud.
I take it, Barnabas. You can still feel that in your horns, and your
That,
hooves, and your
yeah,
teeth.
mostly the horns at the base. It's very weird.
probably also the
Yeah,
spot where where the horseshoes are nailed.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna take a little bit to finally peter out.
Well, as you guys are heading in, you've got Miranda and Candor seem to be in training for traversing via branches. So it's kind of you hear rustle of tree branch and then bunk onto barn roof. First Miranda and now a lot more clumsily Candor, but that's probably because he's caught sight of Clarity mid jump. So it's kind of jump and then insert profanity here.
Hey. You're doing good at this. You're keeping up with Mama.
And he has done fairly well as long as he keeps focus. But like, how am I supposed to keep focus when company? Look at all the company. On one level, it's company I like. On the other level, it's a lot of company. Ah, yet again, you live up to your name. Well, say hello, grab a sandwich, and when it starts getting overwhelming, go and hide. Thank you. It skids down from the barn roof. Hi.
hey.
You are covered in bunny fluff.
Yes, that's how I like it.
You've still got the glitter too, haven't you? Christ. It's probably on its way to wearing off, but you've still got the last little bits of glitter. So it's shed bunny fluff and glitter all over Clarity right now. And Barnabas probably looks like he's aging because white fur caught in brown fur.
An accidental preview of what he'll be like in 20 years, assuming he makes it that long.
Well, yeah. Candor gives Clarity a quick hug and then sandwich before the hordes descend.
Smart play.
And yeah,
Which
I
actually
mean, he
reminds me of the other person who's incredibly shy in the house and
yes,
currently in the basement.
she was out this morning, but I'm sure I'll find some volunteer to be bringing her down a sandwich. But for the time being, yes, if you want first pick of the sandwich fixings, shoo.
Okay, which actually means, hey, Michigan, manners paid off. You get you get to be part of first choice.
Delicious! And this is more, you know when cats wrap their front paws around you like hug?
Aww.
Has now shifted from
Uh-huh.
clinging to clothes to boom.
No.
Aw.
So instead of flying directly for
Okay.
food, trusting to be carried.
Michigan. Yep. So what you point out, I add to the sandwich.
Surprise witch!
Exactly.
I'm gonna have to hand a fate this.
You do know he's gonna want a bit of everything, right?
And
Skylar walks past carrying what is for Hazel a very familiar mesh bag. That is, somebody's been harvesting the cranberry bog.
oh boy, how much was in the bog this time?
Well, this is only a part of it. Hi.
I-
I can't carry all of
Is
it.
it overflowing yet?
No, it seems to stop short of that. But we scoop, and then more happens.
Density of berries, yes.
It is a good workout. Now, if you want this to be in sauce and pie and other stuff, I need to get it to the house.
Yep.
Pep, 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 pep. And yes, she is still in the scale mail.
She clank.
She clank. She harvested cranberries in the cranberry bog in the clank, and it looks none the worse for wear. So apparently it self-prestidigitates too.
Hey, it makes sense. Plus, it's also one definitely good way to avoid the probably slowly expanding spiders.
Yeah. Over lunch, you will probably hear Xana talking about how helpful candor occasionally is in harvesting various bits of. In this world, it's more of the spider webs that you can weave into silks. So apparently he harvests a lot of that. Because if I didn't, we wouldn't be able to move in that entire section of forest. We leave enough for them to live in, but
Yeah, and if that gets big enough, it starts attracting other varieties of spider, probably stuff that would usually be way, way underground.
sorry, you say big spider and underground, and I immediately start thinking those things drow ride.
Somewhere in that, I think there's also a kind that can just uh, teleport or something.
And Shri phase spiders.
So it's not teleporting. Because that word is not teleporting.
Well, it's a good enough approximation of what they do.
Ah.
It's more that they shift into the ethereal plane and move that way.
Oh boy.
You could have a knockdown 15 championship round argument whether that actually is teleporting or not, and it probably wouldn't be answered.
Yes,
Oh, that's a thing to bring up at the that pavilion in Agra where the riddles start.
oh no. That is specifically an argument that by law has to happen on Egref Academy of Mathematics grounds.
Yes.
Wait, what?
It is considered
Actually had to get
it is considered a betting event. Marks out of 10.
I can see it.
They still haven't come up with an actual answer to the question yet, but that isn't the point.
I just sorry, it's just now we've met Professor August. now I look at that and wonder how much ridiculous, goofy nonsense did that one get into before she, I guess, developed that much of a rigid reaction to everything?
I have heard stories. I'm not sure they're entirely fit for the lunch table.
Yeah, fair enough. Let me
Perhaps
go over them after.
perhaps another time though, because there are stories. There's one that Vievaled tells occasionally. She was apparently on campus at one point to support Professor August and her merry crew.
Hmm. Hmm.
That that school is just made of wackadoo.
It's
Fun.
it's actually better now than it used to be.
Wonder how long. Yeah, I'm just wondering now how long it took before the explosions eventually stopped.
No, it's the Egref Academy. The explosions never stop; they just become more contained.
And documented.
Oh no, they're always documented, contained or not.
Fair.
They always remembered that there is a third stage to, if you'll pardon me, everyone, fuck around and find out. They know that the third stage after that is write it down. It's just that they replaced the first part of it with follow reasonable research and safety parameters. And within that framework, begging your pardon, fuck around. I believe some of those containment laws were put into place when there was an issue with raw sewage. You remember that place with the mushrooms?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, apparently, whatever was leaking from campus could be construed, if for mushrooms at least, as super fertilizer.
So that's why the whole. So that's why that place's mushrooms were like.
Oh, they were worse before. They found out it worked that way because the entire shop was full of mushroom.
Mm.
Full of a mushroom.
No, multiple mushrooms, just breaking through the doors, the window, the bits of the roof.
It's not ideal.
Mushroom kaboom.
And Cander's like, hope nobody does that with our mushrooms. We haven't even got, like, house to contain them. They're just there. And some of them are big enough to be weird even to me. Why do you need mushrooms the size of a tea cup, tea saucer thing?
I mean, depending, you could probably fry those up
Well, you know
in
you
place of a
can.
steak.
Rylan tends to be fond of those. But Candor doesn't know. Candor just knows
I mean,
tea saucer sized mushrooms. How? Why?
I mean, I mean, Candor, you could fry those up to be like a steak.
Yeah, they make a good alternative for people who don't really eat meat.
Well, for those of us who even do, we would still quote to Michigan, delicious.
Yeah.
After
Meanwhile,
all, this one is the ultimate judge.
and Alice says this one is also a carrion eater.
Fair enough, but those determine delicious pretty effectively.
Yeah. Incidentally, you have, given that it's Michigan choosing various bits of sandwich, you've opted for less in the way of height and more in the way of length. So you've more or less got.
Hmm.
It's kind of like a hoagie. But it's full of so much stuff, and half of it, given you were talking to people, you didn't even actually look to see what Michigan was tapping at. You just have. You could probably about squish it to fit it in your mouth, but it's a lot of sandwich. But then again, you are
Like-
I'm
farm
just
girl.
checking it. I'm just checking it over to try and puzzle out some of what I fit in there.
Perception check.
It's kind of like those sandwiches in Scooby Doo.
Oh no, those are usually tall. This one has managed to go dimensionally both directions, so it's not as tall, but like
Long.
it's a block.
Say traditionally those are called a dagwood, but I don't think.
No. Again, dagwoods are tall.
Yeah, dagwoods are tall.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I just don't think that.
No, you got.
Oh no!
You were too big. You were too busy chatting. You have zero idea.
Oh no.
What was that about not critically fumbling this time around? Oops. Yeah, well, it's us. So there you go, folks.
We
Well,
found
I
it.
mean,
and
if
I'm
you
going
got-
to.
if you got to biffing it on figuring out what you put in your sandwich is probably the best bet you're gonna have.
In
I don't
my
know.
world,
I'd rather have more idea of what I'm putting in my mouth, but it just sounded better in my head. I'm sorry.
I'm just going to section out, like cut the sandwich enough so that I could. And because this is Michigan's determination, Michigan's got to have some of it.
that's fair. But you are. I mean, Michigan will eat anything, so is happily pecking at the segment of sandwich. So, I am just waiting to see how enthusiastically you bite into this thing.
I'm going to. Not going to go full enthusiasm right off the jump. I'm going to try section 1.
I just realized Hazel is absolutely doing like the YouTube channel Roll for Sandwich.
This is actually phenomenal. You're catching apricot ginger preserve and ham and sweet pickles and some various other pickled vegetable kind of things, which they weren't quite vinegar pickled, so they go with the sweet tartness of the preserves and the various smoked bits of meat. This is clearly maple smoked, so that's going even better. And you're praying that someone remembers what you put on this sandwich because this is great.
Okay. I need access to somebody who can determine individual ingredients by taste.
Or someone with near perfect memory. This from Cherie.
But both of those would work, and I think you are both of those.
Yes, but I'm not going to eat your sandwich. It already has the notebook out. It just writes out what everything that Hazel put in the sandwich, and
Yep, that's getting like carefully folded up and into its own pocket.
of course nobody else really understands what's going on here. They're just putting together their slightly more sane sandwiches, potentially slightly more sane sandwiches.
Going to finish section 1, and now on to section 2.
Well, no, thankfully you evenly spread everything throughout the sandwich, so sandwich is good.
Okay, sandwich is good. Yeah, I'm going to just take section 2 and just offer it to Barnabas because there's 4 like blocks of this thing, and I'm just offering this to Barnabas.
All right. Hey. Hmm.
Cherie's already writing down a second. Then thinks about it, finishes writing it down for her, puts the notebook away, reaches for Barnabas's notebook in pocket, and without even looking, just yoink, right, right.
And at no point, Barnabas was just like, "Oh yeah, she's absolutely got access to my notebook at all times." Now, there's maybe 2 other people in the multiverse that's also true of. So,
Yeah, Donald is okay enough with for a little bit of oh that's cute. Alberta is, but he's a doofus kind of expression. But you can tell that's not going to happen verbally on any level. Whatever Cherie said, it equated to not in this house. So yes, does anybody want to say anything to either the kids or parents about the kids? Because I mean, Corey is very much in her element at this point. She would make a mom triad with mom and mama without just very very easily. The only significant thing that would set her apart is height.
I'm watching this and just trying to figure out, okay, is there anything that requires forewarning about regarding any specific kid that I remember off the top of my head?
At some point, you might want to check your pockets, especially if you see Evan around, or you don't see Evan around. Probably more likely if you don't see him around. You may find some squidgy bears in your pocket. That's Evan. He's my nephew.
From the rafters. Uh, if you look up, has got sandwich. Never saw him make the sandwich, but got sandwich. Oh, Uncle Darvin, you don't warn people.
Well, I don't want him going bad or getting, more squished. Well,
Squidgy
squished rather than
bears
squished.
don't go bad.
Oh, well, today I learned. Sorry, man.
Pooh.
No.
You'll find something else to manage shenanigans with. Probably before the day is over.
Well, I mean, I might have already done it. But it's not going to be a nice surprise now. Then Corey is. It's still very much appreciated. Thank you, Evan. Welcome. And then little. You don't actually hear him move so much, but then from directly above Darvin, hugs from above.
Uh-oh.
Yeep.
Gonna also look at spare a few glances over at Cherie's family just to see how they're handling just the kid swarm.
I mean, they're clearly not 100% sure what to make of any of this. These are city people. And they've had a
They're
little bit of a shock already today.
just thrown by the concept of farm, and now,
Yes,
well,
Donald is attempting to stay away from the I've heard about various of you in the tavern tales kind of thing, and when sees Hazel looking, is there are a great many children here.
yep. I'm going to just make my way over for an easier conversation.
Why are there this many children?
Well, it started with them adopting war orphans, and it just kind of kept going.
Oh. Make me an insight check. Hope you roll better. Or maybe not,
I
depending.
actually have a proficiency in this one.
Yeah, there was there's a mild bit of relief in this man's expression that indicates that for a very uncharitable moment he wondered if the adoption was for effectively free farm labor.
Ah.
He is a city man. He is not really is not quite as used to the kindness of people's hearts things as he could be.
honestly, if you want to see just how things work out here, you should have a meander around Goldendale proper. This is just our farm. Yeah, our farm's a lot, but that's a special circumstance.
How is it a special circumstance?
Well, for one, really quick fight Miranda Hearthheart,
Well,
and for
yes,
an
trying not to make too much noise about that.
yeah,
It, from what I'm seeing, reaction-wise, it seems a little rude.
and for another, well, as I found out while going around Ambier and surrounding, um, that area is blessed, and I guess through the fact that through an expression of, I guess, the amount of a show of faith I did over there, that blessing showed up here.
Clarity, since I'm assuming you're more or less within earshot of this conversation. Also, Hearthhome, the farm, is different because it supplies food to the rest of the farmers, whereas the other farms in the area mostly do cash crops. Like the Cathay farm was wheat. But Hearthhome is different in that it has smaller amounts of all sorts of produce, livestock, etc., because they're providing for the barony rather than for export.
Smaller ain't so small no more.
Well, you got all the land you sold off for taxes back.
And the blessing also makes any small amount of crop. That's not a small amount of crop anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Well, but the Hearthhome is special in that it provides the food for the barony, whereas the other farms in the area will they sell off they grow cash crops and sells those off. So sort of a very apt name for the farm. It is the Hearth Home of Goldendale.
Skylar being Skylar is also, it takes in people who need extra loving one way or another. Its hearth and its home are open to pretty much everybody as long as they have good intentions.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Last time bad intentions came through, well, I'm trying to remember. What did we. I'm just trying to remember what happened with the dragon skull.
Oh yeah, what
The
did we
head
do
of
with that?
that green. What did we do to that?
I'm gonna hand to Fate that because this is long enough ago that I honestly do not remember. Uh, Jenna has it.
Well, um,
But
we
Clarity's armor is made out of its skin.
well, for one, its skin got turned into, and I'm gesturing to just Clarity's kit. All of this, yeah. The last thing that effed around here got turned into a suit of armor manually.
And
And
I
Donald
whatever
wasn't
Jenna's
here for
doing.
that.
and Donald is speaking of. You are Skylar, and you're about to ask me why I'm wearing scale mail, aren't you? That was going to be the question. Yes, I like it, and it was a very important gift, and I'm gonna be a paladin of Bahamut. All right. Well, I'm sorry, but there's people worshipping the wrong dragon god who abuses them all the time. And they're scared enough that they need to be made to stop worshipping the god that's abusing them. Even if it means what some people call percussive maintenance.
Look, I may have been to Agrif, but that was not from me.
And Twilly is. It is an Egreffian saying, occasionally has to be done in the loom room.
Eh, hmm.
And
Surprised
she's
something
not
made
wrong.
by Jenna would need any kind of maintenance.
Well, it was put together by Jenna, but the plans were largely Egreffian, and she's going to look at it again. But occasionally, it's not so much that it doesn't work, it just makes some very bizarre noises until you kick it.
Yeah, yeah. That depending on well, shoot, I should have a look at. Well, more about using it, not really designing it, but I could take a look too, maybe. Although it's
I
a Griffian, I don't think I'm used to that particular design.
the original blueprints were Egreffian, and Jenna made improvements.
Yeah, never mind then.
Oh, Jenna. We actually do need to talk to Jenna at some point
Quite.
soonish.
Well, she's coming by tomorrow.
Huh. We can just sort of like cross, because tours also need to, tour, at least a tour around Goldendale probably should happen. Trying to figure out how we're gonna plan everything.
And it's actually Alberta going. Honestly, I can't speak for the Crestwinds, but I hadn't really arranged to be away from work for very long, so as lovely as this is, and I'm very glad to be able to spend time with my daughter and her uh, merry band of yahoos, affectionate.
Accurate.
Um, we do need to get back sooner rather than later. So
No, perfectly
tour
understandable.
isn't necessary, but thank you.
All right.
Donald is a little aw, but clearly understands that point is.
Oh.
We got the Martinsons 2 doors down to look after our shop. Is Corey's spot. Besides, it'd be interesting to see what. I mean, is your town large enough for a bakery, particularly? No, you don't actually have one because just about everybody makes their own shit.
We don't have a singular bakery for everybody because everybody usually makes their own stuff. But I mean, it's not like there isn't some rum.
It's I think we're happiest in. I mean, the bakery's been in our family for quite some times, but I'm sure that some of the if there is a need and a desire for a bakery in Goldendale, someone here will start one up. I can imagine. I was only right. My wife was only curious to see about recipe exchanges, because she and Twilly have spent the entire lunch with Cherie for the most part, because apparently while Cherie was in this to spend some time with her parents, they may have done a jaunty little jig all over her last nerve.
So she's miffed enough to just have defaulted to a more comfortable thing, which is recipe exchange.
Yes. And
How much, like, have I passed by them at any point? How many, like, different recipe things did I overhear in one go?
the problem is that this conversation is designed for basically Twilly, Corey, Shuri, and they understand it, but they're not even finishing their own sentences, never mind anyone else's.
So
They
so they're
clearly know
talking
what
in
they're talking
shorthand.
about, but it's bakery shorthand. The only
Oh
person
god, so it's
the only
bakery
people
shorthand and finished sentences.
yeah, pretty much. The only people who might stand a chance of understanding this are Amel and Remy. And even they might struggle because Twilly also has the quick flight enthusiasm.
I'm going to edge over to Remy. Hey,
Yes.
Remy.
Yes.
I want to figure something out. That this is the quick flight in me talking. Come here.
Oh boy.
And yeah, you've seen your
And I'm dragging Remy over, trying to figure out if Remy can parse any of it.
okay. This is you know what? It's really not fair to make you do an insight check for this, so I'm going to roll the hand of fate and pray. Yeah, you're normally relatively good at this, or you used to be, but A, it's been a while, and B, throwing Twilly originally from Egg Ref Quick Flight into that level of bakery shorthand is skewing your understanding of it to wait, what? About three
Sounds about
quarters of
right.
the time. You think they're at first you think they started in on brownies, but no, wait, no, then they skipped over to is that pretzel rolls? So you see Remy try to follow this conversation like wait, no.
Yep. It's
Yep.
starting to glaze over.
Yeah.
Just watching the face. I'm just watching the facial journey.
Yeah, but the facial journey
Mhm.
more or less ends in this is around the point I stopped caring. Because remember, I
Yep.
didn't want to be a baker.
And as I see that resolve into a no, just pull back away, over to Alice. Whatever Alice is doing is here. Take your wife.
Take your wife, please.
Yeah, probably gonna wait for like a door that can shut for that.
Obviously,
Hi-oh.
but just she's doing the scrunch thing.
What did she subject you to this time?
Bakery discussions.
Why don't you
That one.
Why don't you ask Amel? He's probably heard it more recently than Ree has. Make new friends.
Okay. just swivel and away I go.
So, given Amel, former brass arrows, kind of looks up at you as you sidle over. Yes.
I'm just trying to discover if it's possible to parse a certain kind of bakery shorthand at quick flight speeds.
Sort of leans in that direction. Do you have a notebook?
Yeah.
No, but Clarity would.
30 just hands
Just
over
swivel,
another
swivel.
one.
Yeah, once I check myself for no. Swivel.
And
Pulls out one of the
Navy girlfriend.
by that time, Clarity is already.
Love it.
Them in like every pocket.
Multiple colors. for organization's sake.
Yeah, so eventually
Hey, can I
Amel
borrow a notebook?
gets notebook, pulls a stub of pencil out of. He's probably still wearing his apron, poor man. Jotting things down. And
Look, aprons are comfy.
writing faster than even they're talking, which is something. I hope you know someone who's relatively good at ciphers. the only way
And
I can keep up. Yes, he's using shorthand, literal shorthand.
yeah, yeah, there's a couple people.
Probably still glancing in a clarity word direction.
Yep.
And yes, we are about at the break time, so we will go a step away from for a few minutes. When we come back, we will probably find a way to bid farewell to the Belascu parents who are not quite as keen to drop everything as the Crestwind parents are, and apparently take a tour of Goldendale because this is what we're doing now. So I'll see you in a few minutes. And we're back, finishing up lunch at the Hearths, and trying to pry Corey away from the Cherie Corey Twilly baking conversation is going to be difficult.
Conglomeration.
Well, because the thing is, while Amel is taking notes, each and every one of those women have notebooks of their own. Hi, Pim Pim.
No.
So yeah, they've kind of forgotten their sandwiches exist. Except Cherie, who is used to multitasking and so knows when to fit a bite of sandwich into the conversation. The others, you just don't care.
And I was just trying to figure out if someone could parse this
And yeah, that's why
ring
Amel is
around the
taking
rosy.
notes for you.
Yep.
But yeah, it's shorthand, so you're probably going to have to get Clarity to work out the cipher at some point. And Skylar is. You wanted to go see you wanted to go see Jenna, and sort of leans over to Rylan. Um, do, do Miss Cherie's parents look uncomfortable to you? For Rylan, yeah, kinda.
Yeah, if I had to take a guess, I'd say they do.
They looked at me real funny when I told them I wanted to be a paladin in Bahamut and stop people from worshipping the bad dragon god. I don't think they get it.
And maybe they don't.
I don't. And this whispered. I don't think they like that Cherie's been adventuring with you either. Not that she cares, but they're not liking that very much.
That, that is something I'm starting to worry about a little bit. Yeah,
I'm not too worried about it. It's not like they can stop her. And
true.
it's her business how they feel about it. I'm just thinking that if
Also
we
true.
can manage to get Mom and Miss Cherie and everybody to stop talking baking, we can save your spell energy and maybe get Twilly to send them back. Because you have tours to run.
It's a very good point.
But I'm never entirely sure how to interrupt the baking conversations. And it's not usually that fast.
That's something I struggle with a little bit too. I understand.
But you know who to ask. Because I could ask Hazel, but you know Hazel. And you probably know somebody a bit more diplomatic.
Very true. Just kind of like the gears are turning about putting this together.
But since it looks like everybody's got enough sandwich, I'm gonna get the rest of us, and we're gonna put stuff away. except for the things that Mom is gonna need for dinner cooking. That could be a good way of getting her attention. So scoops up bowl and yeah, the rest of the kids are noticed or not, just yoink 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 yoink.
Break up the conversation in a polite, diplomatic.
Meantime, Candor is showing Clarity his just started notebook of animal tracks because he's kind of learning how to differentiate. There's another one he's got full of these are one section is these are plants you can eat. Uh, the other section is these are plants that can kill you. And he draws better than you do by like a factor of lots.
I mean, doesn't take much.
Yeah, but still, that's why I mean factor of lots. And hey, we can at least decipher what it is you're trying to draw. So, but yeah, it's kind of interesting to see the tracks of the various things that are out there in the woods.
Ooh, you've tracked a lot of things already.
Oh, there's a lot of wildlife out there. Um, I guess it's there's more stuff to feed them.
Makes sense. I'm sure they're really loving all of the extra produce and foraging things around as well.
And the predators are liking the extra prey. And then we end up liking the extra fur. And singing entirely horribly, it's the circle of life. And it gets it that far, and it's like, I did that with people around. I'm shutting up. So has
Very
Rylan come
nice.
up with anything?
So remind me, it's Twilly, Cherie herself.
Twilly, Cherie, Corey. So it's Hazel's mom, Cherie, and Remy's mom.
So Rylan goes to find Barnabas.
What is Barnabas doing? Because thankfully the Belascu parents are more or less engaged, sort of trying to avoid conversation, which mostly means watching kids. And trying to figure out the deal with the kids. Donald is probably having a conversation with Dawn at this point. Dawn looks ever so slightly bewildered. So, frankly, does Donald. And Zana is currently bringing out plushies one at a time and sitting them on the sofa for Alberta's inspection. And it's like, she really doesn't know what to do with this because, like, Belarus has toy shops. So Rylan approaches Barnabas.
I may need your help with something.
Absolutely, what you need.
I need your diplomacy to help break off a conversation. Because
I mean, I could try, but
Cherie is involved in the conversation, so I thought to come to you.
oh, the baking thing over there. Yeah, that's
I don't know if it is just the awkwardness from the conversation earlier, but Cherie's family seem like we're bordering on uncomfort outright, and
yeah, they're not happy with her adventuring with us. As far as I can tell, mostly that. me a bit, but or um. Okay, so what do we need to break their conversation up for? What are we looking to do?
If we're going to be showing, if we're going to be talking to Jenna and showing the Crestwinds to the rest of Goldendale, I think we could possibly have Twilly let Cherie's parents go back to
Yeah,
Back home.
their home.
yeah. Barnabas knows that Twilly has been working on because to given the int, he'll remember this. You need to set up a dedicated teleportation circle. You need to use the spell teleportation circle in the same spot every day for a year. And Twilly's been working on this. So if she hasn't used the teleportation circle thing today, she could send them home that way.
Good point. Good point.
But that involves breaking up the conversation, and
Well,
you know, are significantly better with words than I typically am.
Okay, this is hilarious because on one hand we have charisma of 0, and the other hand we have a charisma caster. I'm just saying. Okay, but this is what we're doing. Okay, cool, 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 cool.
So okay, out of character. Were we planning? How long were we planning on having that, like the family around? Was there a dinner planned, or was this
Well,
just
I mean, the Crestwinds are clearly really cool to be staying for dinner, but after the various bits of awkwardnesses, the Belascus did say that they hadn't made particular plans for dealing with the shop for the rest of the day, etc. Because they didn't know how long they were coming here for. It's just.
Mhm.
And Barnabas is probably in about enough attuned to people being uncomfortable to know that okay, this is a family oriented holiday, and the fact that they are making excuses to get out sooner than the dinner means they probably want like out.
Okay. Well, okay. Well then, I think I'll go with my usual approach.
Mhm.
He's not going to try to finesse it. Since when has finessing it ever worked for him?
So what is he going to do?
He's literally just going to just walk up to, hey, dear, um, I don't know. Your parents look really uncomfortable. I don't know. Would we want to try to maybe see if when they want to go back home, we might be able to get like Twilly to help with a teleportation circle or
It's
something.
Twilly who is sitting right there going, yes, sorry, were we volunteering my services?
Um, I That's just what I heard. We could have
No,
Rylan
no,
do
no,
it
no,
too.
no. I'm mostly teasing, dear. I know they've been a little sharp with you, but I tend to tease my little ones. Don't start.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, I can very much offer them a place back. I'm not sure I like some of the. There's different types of bewildered looks, and theirs are not as kind as most of yours have been. Sure is, I know. This is a side to my parents I have not seen. And the next time I have a free moment when I am not apparently adventuring, which they can frankly get stuffed about, um, I could have words with them about that. But, I mean, honestly, they can be proud of me, but they can't be proud of me without being proud of everything about me. If they only like a part of what I am, they can stick it. At which point gets up. Uh, Mum, Dad, if you like to go back and check on the shop because I know you didn't have a lot of time. Twilly is currently trying to establish a solid teleportation circle here. Yes, yes, I can definitely do that. Uh, because this is getting loud, anyone who wants to roll an insight check.
I'm gonna definitely do that.
30.
Jesus Christ, Darfin.
Ooh, natural 20.
Well, when I use it, I actually can, I just don't often bother to use it, is the problem. Very insightful. Just
Yeah, that's
not
an 11.
So, frankly, they're clearly not hiding this worth shit anyway. And it's written all over their faces. Donald a little less than Alberta, but the look, particularly on Alberta, is thank the gods, get us out of here. This is why is our little girl hanging around with this?
I think I like her very much.
Ironically, the person who hasn't seemed to notice is Cherie. For once. But then again, it kind of makes sense because there's some things about her parents she clearly isn't particularly interested in seeing right now. But Alice is kind of looking around like, oh boy.
Hey, Hazel, have I kissed you today? And she's gonna go over and smooch the bejesus out of her.
Now, thankfully, this doesn't add to the discomfort. A lot of things they may be, but they are not homophobic. I mean, to be fair, they enjoy the play.
Mm-mm.
It's just, I mean, Clarity, Darvin, Ava, and Alice, the highest rollers, know that the thank the gods get us out of here is partially adventure yahoos who are going to get our wonderful daughter killed, and Hicks. Back of beyond nowhere fucking Hicks.
Oh boy.
And as far as Ava goes, in particular, and they still have a nobility.
Oh wow.
They are so that's the thing. There are not very many types of people like this in Equitas, but there are some people in Equitas who are like podunk nowhere. Why? Why would you do that to yourselves?
Despite the fact that they have their own podunk nowheres, mostly in the vicinity of Agraf, because all of their podunk nowheres are straight down.
The province that Belarus is capital of has its own fair share of podunk nowhere. They just don't understand why anyone would live in it when Belarus is right there. And no, they do not see the irony in the fact that most of the food is produced in podunk nowhere. They are that kind of hypocrite.
Wow.
And also the thing about they still have a nobility, no, they don't seem to have registered that, hey, actually, we have never voted for a governor for, like, generations because our governors are fucking dragons.
And several of the variety that are functionally immortal at this stage.
Yeah, so it literally is just... It's not racism or speciesism or anything like that. It's certainly not homophobia, but it's anti-podunk
Old-timey New England racism?
No,
Kinda.
it's more New York or LA thinking that it's the only thing that should exist in the entire world. Bigotry.
Yep.
Fuck LA!
Yeah, pretty much.
Let's put it this way, having lived in very small towns to the point where I didn't even know I was going downtown because downtown was one street and I didn't know that was downtown. And having lived in New York City, that's yeah. There's a you get some of that, especially in the Upper West Side of New York. Those are the people that would
Yup.
never. The people in the Upper West Side would never be caught dead south of Houston.
Dear God, yeah. And by the way, you probably will hate to know that they still exist. I've been there semi recently. They still exist.
Of course, they still
Oh yeah, no,
exist. And
yeah,
nobody has eradicated them yet.
yeah, no.
Mhm.
That's been a thing for
Bigotry doesn't die just because one generation of bigots dies.
nope.
Bigotry just gets repackaged and advertised in new and exciting ways.
Yep.
That's why we have to be
Mhm.
vigilant and make it undesirable. Anyway, so yes, Twilly is. I will handle the gathering of the. You can just call them the Belascus. I understand that this is not quite the meeting I would have hoped. And Twilly does her usual. Um, I know that particularly if you're apothecary, yes, you probably you expressed a worry about leaving your shop unmanned. Well, I'm setting up a teleportation circle, so you would actually be saving me a teleport back here if. And yeah, there's the utmost relief of okay, good, we have an excuse. There's still hugs, but with those insight checks, it's little less it from the parents it's tighter and more I don't believe we're letting you stay here. And from Cherie it's this is duty. And they're hustled out to a room that's apparently been hollowed out into the house as the teleportation circle room, though you guys barely need it given you have key, but anyway. And when they're off, Cherie is, I am so sorry about that. I did not know they were like this.
I'm sorry too. I don't know. So
It's it's
it,
it's. I understand what you mean by it, but it's they didn't exactly make the best impression. I'm just glad that whatever ideas they seem to be espousing about the boonies seems to have missed me. But then again, I have taken both the tourist tour of Zlato Hour and the I need paperwork from all of you tour, so I at least understand how necessary places like this are, and that living in it is no judgment of anyone's intelligence, breeding, anything like that. I don't understand. And Dawn is Hazel. How young
Yeah,
is
I'm
how young
still
is
a little loopy from the clarity kiss.
yeah? How young is too young to know that you want to uh, be a devotee of a god?
Eh, that I remember when I went to Mount Baylor.
Actually, she wouldn't. She's only 6,
Mhm.
Oh right. Weren't here
so it's
yet.
it's it's it's
So
bewildered look.
right, weren't here yet. Had did. Sorry, I'm a little head empty right now. Whew.
Yes.
I mean, you'd have been about the same age as. Oh.
No, Hazel would have gone around 11, 12, so about 5 odd years at the temple, on and off.
I mean, I kind of started talking to Lyra about.
Yeah, you would have started talking to Lyra much younger, but you don't go out on that kind of apprenticeship until you're older. But Hazel being Hazel, she knew young and stuck with it. Once she gets an idea in her head, it either escapes within 5 seconds or sticks around forever.
Yep.
Yeah, there is no in between.
It's like, yeah, so she's thinking, after processing, wait, we're in here yet. Hold on. Head's a little empty right now. Let me put the stuff back in. Uh all right. I started talking to Lyra around your age-ish. And it just, went from there. So that good enough time as any to start.
It's just that Mr. Belascu was saying that um, maybe we'll find when we're older we might want to do something else. Like, it was bad to decide that you want to follow a god so young.
I mean, not
I mean, you
everybody
can
gets.
change your mind in a few years. That's, you never know. But if that's what you
You don't
feel is
have
right
to.
for you, sometimes you just know.
And not everybody entirely gets the whole
Yeah, that too.
faith thing right off the jump. But you know,
And Skylar is, they were just looking for reasons to be judgy.
Probably, sadly.
that too.
And look,
Just don't. I think
looks
they
at
didn't have
Shree.
enough knowledge bonked into their brains yet.
Looks at Shree. Sorry, Miss Shree. So am I. You do what's best for you. And whether you... I honestly, seriously doubt that you are ever going to not worship Bahamut. And
Yeah, look at Skylar. Skylar's glued to Bahamut. Well, so hard that it would take a universal solvent to get to detach her. So I mean, if that can happen, you can make a decision whenever you want.
yeah, I think it's just that Mrs. Belascu thinks it is unseemly for me to be walking around in armor.
Ha!
Ha!
Sorry, just that's a thought process that has never stepped foot outside of.
Remy, you would have worn armor when you were my age if you had some, wouldn't you?
Yeah, very likely.
They also haven't seen the regularly scheduled bar fights.
No, I don't think they would be keen on those.
No,
Not
probably not.
particularly, no.
This Sunday.
That
was a character.
You're just fortunate that
I love you.
You're just fortunate that Sunday is one of the few day names that translates. And of course, they're now all looking at Darwin because they know that if they want information, they look at Darwin because Darwin will tell a story. Scheduled bar fights?
Just looks over at Remy.
And
She will gesture to Darwin.
Cherie comes to the rescue. There's a pub in Anbir, called Her Grace's Bower, and they have regularly scheduled fights. It's to keep little things that you don't want to take in front of gubernatorial justice, because it's too petty and too small. They beat on each other until someone wins. They get healing potions for their hurts. The loser buys the winner a drink, and it's settled.
it's a way, like she said, it's a way of dealing with the small stuff so that you don't end up with, this small thing and then this small thing and then this, and then suddenly all the small things end up with a big thing and it's a problem with a capital P.
But
This just
no,
keeps that
to be
from.
honest, while that is an added extra, a bonus if you
Mhm.
like, it's mostly to make my job easier.
Ah, there.
Because
Yes.
everything that comes before the court requires paperwork.
Right.
Probably
Fair
lots of it too.
I mean, when Barnabas first came to speak to me about eateries, I actually thanked him for saving me from paperwork for about 5 minutes. And you saw that paperwork. That was a slow day.
I don't know how you do it. I don't.
I mean,
I thought.
even the little bit that my mom dealt with was some days was
Yeah.
crazy. So
I mean, my
I can't
parents probably had.
imagine. Yeah. Right.
So if they can solve it by scheduling a brawl in her Grace's bower, just as well. And because she has heard the story of Remy's scheduled bar fight with Carter, she actually gives Remy a little "I saved you" wink.
Thank you.
Because
The look on
she
your
told
face
no
right there was great.
she told no lies.
Mm-hmm.
At which point Skylar's like, "So there's going to be a tour of Goldendale?
I believe that's the plan. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
Are you
Yep.
going?" And looks at Remy. "Are you going to take your parents to Eveline's? Used to be Edwina's, but she's actually now changed the sign. Lenark repainted it."
Yep. Why not?
"Okay, good. How much wool can you carry?" "We have bags of
I mean,
holding, kid."
I was going to say.
How much do you got?
Um,
Yes,
Gonna-
that's
gonna-
how much we got.
gonna need help carrying it out here. Hazel and Barnabas probably should, because, and maybe Remy, depending on exactly how much they can carry. But we'll see. It's not so much that it's heavy; it's just that there's a lot of it. And she leads
Yeah.
you to the loom room. And funnily enough, I'm assuming Clarity's following because curiosity.
Darwin will too, because he kind of wants. He's just curious to get eyes on the dang thing, because It's been a while since he's seen one.
Yeah, well, the loom that you're looking at is pretty much. There's like 3 of them at the moment, churning out cloth, and there's nobody working them. But there are
That
runes
definitely
on the
gets an
various
eye.
petals, and the design is different. The weave and the thread count on these things, because of Jenna's modifications, is exceptional. So, and there's bolts of fabric, some dyed. Good dyeing colors as well for some place that, as far as you know, has never done it. And then there's the skeins of yarn, which kind of take up about a quarter of the room in one corner, like piled to the ceiling.
Wow.
And over in the corner is kind of a rack of spindles that are apparently partially powered by runes, magic, whatever, but occasionally aided and abetted by Sunshine, Sunshine and Jaloy doing kind of teeter-totter, except instead of sitting, it's bouncing on boing, 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 boing. Which is how they're speeding things up now. And Jaloy is, "Hi."
Ayo.
"Yeah, we're running out of room," is Skylar's.
All right, which pile?
All of them if we can, because there's going to be more coming out. And yeah,
All right.
Stretching.
you guys can about manage all of the bolts of cloth, but they stack. So you're kind of wibbling, and Barnabas in particular is having to duck somewhat to get through doorways. But you've still got the yarn mountain.
Yeah, I had to stretch to get the bolts onto my arms without straining anything.
So yeah, the rest and Darvin can probably help with some of the yarn, and Skylar can take some of the yarn, but that takes maybe a quarter of the pile, even with Darvin like obscured with yarn.
Thankfully, not an unfamiliar feeling and an unfamiliar circumstance for him.
But it's the
But it's
quality
been
of
a minute.
but the quality of
Yeah,
the yarn
he's-
is gorgeous.
Well, yeah, like when he realized, it's like at first glance started with the single eyebrow raise, and he saw the quality was like both through, like up through the top
The
of his
eyebrows
hair.
are gone.
Yeah,
They're somewhere in
basically.
the hairline.
and now has face in the yarn, and ooh, that's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. And then the look of absolute delight when he saw Jaloy and Sunshine.
So yeah, you've got these two with massive bolts of cloth, which Alice is kind of trying to put in. Now that there's not meat all in the in the bag of holding, she can put the bolts of yarn in, and Skylar with, we still have a lot more yarn. And Shree, we heard absolutely none of that, dear.
And
Place to set it
once
down.
I managed
Sofa.
to get the thing, once I get it wedged into
There's
the bag
bunches
of
in there.
holding,
And Miranda
go
is,
back
like
for-
we said, spherical. So I will assume that there is further help, and the rest of the yarn gets stuffed in.
mountain.
Yes, yarn mountain is cleared, but you just know that it's gonna be like yet more later on.
And that's all of our stuff packaged for going up there. Well, we should also grab anything we want to talk to Jenna about, because there's a whole bunch of stuff.
And Twilly is like, since you're taking the I mean, to be fair, some of that we're going to be storing elsewise because market stall, but we'll probably use the next batch for that. Since you're trading with the yarn, start scribbling shopping list.
Hmm.
And holds out a couple of pieces of paper, actually. And yeah, that will necessitate going to various spots, including Jenna's, because apparently with all the extra bits of work, they want something done with the plow.
Oh boy, I'm just I'm looking at one of the lists. If this is the one with the plow, I'm going, wait, what happened to the?
It's getting a little worn out. We may need the blade enchanted.
Holy cow!
Probably.
Kind of.
Yeah, very near literally at this point.
Yeah, they probably are.
Well,
That's what I'm saying. They probably are.
you can
You're not
enchant
probably not
blades.
wrong.
Why not?
Yeah, I am still so glad that we got that entire weird about magic stuffed into a hole to be forgotten.
Well, High King Langahan is all right with that sort of thing, so there we have it. Anyway,
Right,
off
got
you go.
lists, got stuff. Yeah.
And yes, your list involves basically everywhere up to and including the apparently rebuilt Golden Bow.
Finally.
I was gonna wait until we went in, and I'm so happy.
Because yeah, apparently they've provided some apples, and between that and various trade from Eveline's, you're going to be picking up a fair amount of soft apple cranberry cider.
Get ready for battles everybody.
More bottles than barrels for them, but
Okay, quantity-wise, bottles, but uh,
I don't think
okay,
a
the
barrel would
smell
fit
by
inside the
itself.
whole thing.
depends on the size of the barrel. You get some casks which are like casks.
Yeah, some of them could be small enough that you could actually wedge them into a bag. It's just
Yeah, it's just when they're smaller you call them casks, and when they're bigger you call them barrels.
Mhm.
So yeah, everybody is armored, with Amel looking over you guys in your full regalia with a
yeah.
little approving nod.
Darvin kind of brings a little.
And Corey kind of tapping on various bits of Remy's armor, like, goodness.
Hmm?
Between this and Alice, I'm somewhat less worried about you, I think.
That is good to hear.
Not entirely unworried, however, don't push it.
I know.
As this as you're having the walk, and I don't have the map of Goldendale proper up currently, but you all more or less remember it's a square, well, oval kind of square, but gazebo. People seem to be starting to set up the middle square for potentially opening up the market a bit early.
Actually people out and about, which hasn't been the case, which we haven't been in town when that was a regular thing for a while. I guess the bow getting repaired brought everybody out of the woodwork.
To be fair, no. For Hazel, this is weird because your market starts in late spring and
I mean,
is a sort of a weekendish kind of thing. Less in the spring, but you'll have the big autumn harvest festival. But after that, the first day of harvest festival thing, you'll have the market daily until the first frost. Because usually that's when there's no more things to sell at market.
but
Usually
this is kept going.
when the market starts going, it means there's produce to sell. And given that everybody is setting up stalls to be, yeah.
Holy. Okay, so I figured, yeah, people being out and about was going to be part of the bow being repaired, but this is more than just out and about. This is like set up for an entire market fair again, and this is after first frost.
Yeah, this wasn't here.
This
Wasn't like this before.
we're in the we're like halfway through. What the?
Hazel, it means that everybody's farms are producing.
Yeah, that's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I take that as a yes.
Sorry, excuse me a moment. I'm going to briefly jog a distance away and just apoplectic hypersonic squeak.
Which probably is redoubled when she finds out that the fairly large part assembled market stall she stopped in front of is going to be her family's.
Oh yeah, first you hear it die down and then right back up to max volume.
Because you could kind of see the planning. It's like, okay, that's Xanda's probably going to sell things from this little side bench, and there's space there probably for Oscar, and there's stuff for Mom and Mama's preserves and cakes and things, and there will be where all the produce goes, and
yeah, that's when the second spike happens,
Yeah.
and then by the time you guys catch up, I've petered out and I'm just spinning.
okay.
Hearthhome stall.
Oh!
Oh,
Get the size of it!
To be fair, it's clarity and only Clarity, no, Darwin too, who remember it wasn't a tiny market stall, but it wasn't huge either. This is like I say, it's sizable enough for not just what bushels they bring in, even with the extra bushels that they're currently getting, but for the craftier members of the family to display their wares as well.
Like, we went from stall at a farmer's market to entire mini farmer's market just in this one stall.
They have spots for the kids. That's wonderful.
Yes!
This is awesome.
Lovely.
God, Remy's parents are probably stunned locked if you
No,
back.
they're Amel less than Corey, but there is very much an indulgent, that's adorable expression.
And Darvin will step to the side and start point at like various places and which kid is probably going to be selling what from what. Hazel, correct me if I'm wrong, but
Yeah, to be fair, it's mostly Zana for clothes, Oscar for jewelry, um, probably either Zana for cloth, just cloth in bowls that aren't being traded to Eveline, or maybe Mela will sell that because. But the rest of it, that's probably, given that's a little further out, that's probably Lissy selling fish. And there's a spot that's not so much for the kids, although they will probably help man the stall, but that's clearly going to be preserves and cakes and pies and things along those lines.
I wonder if this fest is going to be nutty enough to have start its own pie eating contest.
And because you did shriek loud enough to wake the dead, you'd wind up with Jenna going, no, sorry, you misunderstand. This isn't a market festival we're preparing for. It's a
Oh.
permanent market, like Belarus has got.
Darvin's literally just gone like, just like full on, just jaw drop, just like.
Hey Jenna, look, you broke the bard.
Holds up the. Oh god, there's some of you who haven't met Jen and Delbury. She's in her 60s, but she's well muscled and in very good shape for her age. Very short cut, iron gray hair, which matches the fully human looking, apart from the color, metal hand and arm.
Like,
we're talking Winter Soldier
we're talking Bucky.
here. A couple of people have occasionally seen Hazel summon a spiritual weapon in the shape of a fist. Now you know why.
Meet the fist.
Those of you I know, hello. There's a couple of you I don't. And Amel sidles up to Remy. How quiet am I supposed to be keeping about this back in Belarus?
Very, very quiet.
There's a whole shop selling some of her old work. Hazel remembers that one.
I remember that one. Some of the stuff I saw in there was terrifying, so probably quieter than a graveyard.
And Jenna's like, that would be appreciated, thank you. It's just Jenna here.
Best blacksmith for miles.
And because y'all are either adventurers or related to them, the last steel singer. Even Rylan probably has some idea of. I mean, the people the people in the Elven Wild, they don't use metal weapons a lot. So even making a metal weapon is pretty impressive, but you've also heard of people, steel singers, who it's not so much the steel they work that gets legends for you guys. It's working crystals that are effectively solidified raw magic into weapons, like um, one of Clarity's daggers, Alice's scimitars.
Right. Also, the giant fuck off
Yeah,
axe.
it looks more like that now, but it used to look straight up metal. It was more that it converted damage type than really changed appearance.
Uh,
Does it always look like in the art? That last bit where Hazel's kind of leaning on the. I'll flag it up again later, but yeah, no.
mm-hmm. I know
I
which
think
one.
that was a misconception. So, but there's definitely still a glitter to yours that metal doesn't normally get.
Mm-hmm.
But Barnabas, well, he was a mercenary for years. Everybody in the mercenary companies has heard of the Steel Singer. They make the best weapons. He's actually seen the shop. And even for a Barnabas doesn't care about money, on a mercenary's pay, he wasn't being able to afford any of that shit. And Belarusian mercenaries get paid well, so that's saying something.
Mhm.
But then again, he's actually got a couple of pieces of hers up to it, including paybacks. Hopefully,
Mhm.
he's not going to say much of anything about the name. But it served him well the last little while, so.
Oh yeah, no. And he's never going to question anyone naming anything a weapon that they made, let alone a steel singer or the last steel singer. He's not that kind of doofus.
Fair enough. So I'm assuming I'm going to be graced with your company later on.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Is
We have a
this
bit of a
is this for showing things off, storytelling, all the above?
asking some questions, some storytelling, and basically catching up notes wise on things.
Well, cool. I will see y'all in the bow.
Ye-
Because trying to cram the lot of you into my shop is not going to be comfortable. And I have a wider array of pegs to hang you from if you get annoying.
Uh, That's entirely fair.
But first, I suppose I should get introductions. Cherie Belascu, and these are the Crest Winds. Looks at the. I'm handing a fate this. Poor Remy. uh, uh, Jeddick looks at the two of them, gives Amel a professional to professional nod, and it's probably Hazel who is Insight Queen, Darvin who has seen this kind of thing before. It's pretty clear that Corey has been mentioned to have worked the Tipsy Pixie in that capacity. It would appear that they have met. Remy probably has not noticed this because insight is not her forte. Darvin is making that face, however, and I don't know what Hazel's doing.
Just to make sure I've got this understood, the Amel
No,
and
Corey and Jenna at one
Corey and
point.
Jenna.
Yeah, because Corey used to work the way Kizzy does, the way Alice used to.
Yeah. I'm just keeping very quiet, sort of a glance, and then just sliding backwards towards Clarity.
Yeah, you know what? Given that these two are apparently not even trying to stifle reactions, that's what you're getting, even though that the moment is well and truly gone and Jenna is heading for the bow. Alice and Shuri kind of look at these two and share a look and they're like, ah, right, yes, okay.
They cottoned on to us cottoning on.
And assuming that Darvin saw their reaction to his reaction, he's just going to kind of look over them and go,
The look from Alice, which she's not troubling herself to hide from anyone, is, do you really think I wouldn't notice that?
I have no questions. I am just going to
I got no
hover around
questions.
Clarity in case Clarity has questions.
I'm good.
Clarity looks like she has something on her mind anyway.
Thoughts?
I don't know if she caught on to that.
Well, she's certainly caught on that something's going on because these two are doofuses.
Well, Tommy. She's elbowing
So,
Hazel and poking her in the side. And
Lots of tea.
Hang on.
She's
tickling
wearing her plate, by the way.
Ow!
I'm
You're
in the
gonna
little
unbuckle
parts where
something,
there's
stop it!
Yeah, but you're actually having to reach for that because it's plate and winter fur. So
Yeah,
have
so I'm
fun.
just going, hey, you're gonna unbuckle something!
And Michigan is sort of helping by sort of poking at Clarity's fingers a little. Not enough to hurt, but kind of like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Tommy.
I can tell you, just
Shuri is basically, is this something you want to share with the rest of the class?
just going to like just glance over the Crestwood's direction because if they've noticed, they probably are gonna have an opinion. Can I insight that?
You can very much insight that.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, Amel knows, doesn't care. Because, much like with Remy herself, it's I'm the one she chose. The other parts of her life, well, that was before she chose.
Yeah,
Uh,
everyone is past.
and Corey is not ashamed of what she did, but she knows that it will probably embarrass Remy somewhat. And she's not sure whether she minds on that basis or not, because she is a mother. So it would probably be okay, but she's not gonna do it.
He's
Okay.
taking too long to answer, so she started poking Darvin.
Who's also wearing plate and winter furs, but thankfully does not have a griffin.
So
When Hazel starts, Corey and Amel start looking in the window of newly repainted Evelyn's.
Getting poked, Darvin was like, it's trying to softly say,
Anyway.
it's not my history to tell.
ultimately Amel happened,
Wait, what?
but first Jenna happened.
Oh my god.
And that's about as far as I'm willing to elaborate.
That's pretty much all you have to elaborate.
I would certainly hope so.
I mean, to be fair, you know what goes on at the Tipsy Pixie better than almost everyone here.
Why do I?
I love that the bard was the one showing discretion.
Well, to be fair, Hazel checked first.
Fair.
I might not be subtle, but I had to make sure.
Fair enough.
I check. I just, check way
did-
too
I-
quietly for anything to notice.
I didn't check. I just wasn't going to say. So, but we can leave it at that. Anyway, moving on.
Yes.
Yes.
Moving on.
Embarrass Remy any further.
Welcome, Remy.
And Alice say, "Sure, Remy. Hey, at least they didn't stick around to rib you over your reaction."
Uh, yes,
And
I guess
you'll
that's
have
true.
you'll have time to forget all about it before you have to look either of them in the face. Kiss on the
Also
forehead.
true. Thank you.
Amazing, embarrassing parents by proxy this time.
Hmm.
So okay, yes. Quickly dealing with because but we're coming to the end of the session, and next session is actually what we'll probably actually do a little bit of time skipping because it makes more sense. So that because Remy's gonna have to be there for the steel singer weapon conversation, so we'll have a little bit of a flash forward next session. But we'll quickly get through Eveline's because some changes have happened at Eveline's. When trading over the huge amounts of wool, other bits and pieces, just yarn, wool. Some of that is linen, which again, really good quality linen. Um, some of the trade is a stack of papers, which is copied over dyer's manual. Apparently, so that Xana can get more creative with the dyeing, and that's something else that Eveline isn't going to have to do. Some ready-made bits of clothing that, given how busy things are getting, Twilly and Miranda don't have time to make, and Xana is more practicing for her future than making clothes for the family. But also, at the bottom, in relatively large letters, sweets for all. And yeah, the sweets, the sweets counters and barrels and the things have expanded both in types and flavors. Apparently, Eveline's been experimenting, and in the last few weeks, around about the time when Hazel's blessing started, things just started getting easier to manage, and she actually has a whole little tray of fudge chunks for Barnabas to try. And yeah, I mean, it's unfair to compare them to Ambier because they're both excellent quality, but Ambier's is a professional connoisseur quality, while Eveline's is comforts of home.
Mm-hmm.
So they're as good, it's just different kinds of as good. And that's saying something for fudge. But yeah, there's various nut butters, and they've actually managed chocolate, though that's kind of rare. But various different fruit flavors as well. Apparently, Skylar's berries see a lot of work around here. There is even cran raspberry fudge, which when Barnabas tastes it, he's going to want to say Hazel should try this.
Hazel, you need to try this.
And Eveline brings out another cube of this reddish fudge.
Surprise me.
Yeah, basically Ambier quality, but home comforts. Cranberry raspberry fudge.
There is no longer Hazel there. There's just a vibrating blur.
If you're buying out the entire selection of this stuff, do it now. So I'm starting up the fudge boiling tonight. So
Managed to
Don't mind if I do.
reobtain coherency enough to go, yes.
so basically, you get because there's not just squidgy bears now. There's squidgy worms and squidgy sheep.
Sorry, just the fact we still have sheep that are basically orbs.
Yeah, and she's actually made them as orbs because cartoon sheep.
Oh my gosh, these acted. Yep, I'm getting an entire selection for all the kids because this is an accurate representation of every single one of the dumbass sheep that's back at home.
And I
Big round
imagine,
body, little knobby head, little tiny stubs for the legs. Yeah, that works. That tracks.
and I can see Darvin getting, you know, treats for the kids, but extra treats. And do you still have those cloth scraps so that Evan can bundle them up? Because he must be running out by now.
Yeah, exactly. I was actually gonna bring that up, but we're right time. So
Yeah, well, I'm rushing us through because we're coming to the end of the session, and I just want to get Eveline's out of the way. Does anyone want anything else in Eveline's? Because the fudge is gone. The fudge no longer exists.
I was going to say, with Barnabas buying out the fudge again as is traditional, I think we're good.
Yeah, I mean, I figure that he left half of the cran raspberry for Hazel.
Yeah, of course.
But,
Clarity's gonna get a large assortment of squidgy things, but especially the worms.
Fair enough. Although she does say, I've been trying something. Goes into the back and comes out with, those gummy snakes?
Mm-hmm.
Except worm.
Yes. Yes.
Plunk. Yeah, that's an entire silver's worth of gummy right there.
However much it is, I'm paying it.
Yeah, I'm not bothering with most of it because mostly it's copper for a bag kind of thing. But this is big, and making gummies that big is a lot of effort, not just the ingredients, etc. So I will say that sweets are bought for the kids, sweets are bought for whoever, and when we come back in 2 weeks' time, we will fast forward to a couple of more romantic related evenings, and we'll time skip from there as necessary for people's attendance so that we have everybody around to actually talk to the Steel Singer about a trying to figure out how to get all of that energy out of Alisae's frickin' pendant, and B, what you need to do with your weapons to make them capable of killing gods. So, happy holidays, because most of you I won't be talking to like this anyway until after Christmas. So, happy holidays. I hope you eat well and have very few family arguments, if any. Bye, guys.
Happy holidays.